Hey, so today you're going to learn the secrets of how to quickly spot and land high ticket clients, really high ticket clients for your AI marketing agency or your business using AI cold email. And not only how to spot them, but how to do it predictably over and over again so that you can stop attracting tire kickers. This is the stuff that has made us $24,000 in gross revenue with $20,000 of that in cash collected on a new offer in the last 7 days. The reason I show you this is to show you that there's a simple, repeatable system for finding clients who will pay you $3,000, who will pay you $5,000, even $10,000 per month. And once you know how to do this, once you get good at it, you can generate an almost unlimited pipeline of these prospects regardless of the offer. I'm going to show you the exact targeting strategy I use. I'm going to show you the niches I go after, the company sizes I target, the job titles, where to find them, and how to use AI to automate a large portion of this process. I'm going to show you this. Well, we talked about that in a lot of other videos, but you'll get a recap today, okay? A light recap. But this is, in general, this is more advanced than the surface level stuff that you see everywhere else. But when you nail this one piece, everything else falls into place fast. So stick around because by the end of this video, you will know exactly how to fill your pipeline with qualified prospects, where to find them, prospects who actually have money to spend. Okay, so let's get into it. If it's your first time here, welcome. My name is Pablo. I'm an online entrepreneur. I'm currently scaling Vint to scale my AI marketing agency to north of 7 figures in real time with daily documentation on this channel. I work with businesses doing over $1 million a year in revenue, helping them scale with AI cold email and helping them design and convert premium offers. As always, you can get this document for free. The link to this is in the description. It will add you to my newsletter. I won't spam you. I will just send you some free tips and notes throughout the week with some stuff that'll make you richer. I make no income claims. I make no guarantees. My results are not typical. You got to do the work. Now let's dive in. We're going to discuss the fundamentals today on how to find high ticket clients. Targeting is the most fundamental piece. This is what we're going to be focusing on today. This is more important than the copywriting. We're going to talk about targeting specifically. Within targeting, we're going to go deep into niches, company sizes, job titles, where you find these folks, and how to use AI to generate an almost infinite list of these people to make your life easier. So let's start with niche. Let's get right into it. Let's not waste any time. Niche. So the niche doesn't matter all that much. I've played around with a bunch of different niches. It doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter, but it doesn't matter all that much so long as it's B2B. If you're doing B2C, then you're in some trouble. I don't have the time right now to talk about the difference between B2B and B2C. That's another video. Okay. That's like, if this is 101 or this is 102, then that's the 101 concept. But anyway, as long as it's B2B, you should be okay. However, I would stray from more complex things like cybersecurity. Not that it's impossible. There's hundreds of billions of dollars within cybersecurity floating around, moving around every single day. But things like cybersecurity, things like, I don't know, biotech or whatever nonsense I found myself in when I first started. Biohealth, biomedicine, whatever it was, telehealth. See, I can't even say it right now. If you scroll down to like my oldest videos, you'll see what I'm talking about. Anyway, so while there's a ton of money in niches like this, it's very difficult to fulfill for unless you really know what you're doing, and unless you go extra hard on LinkedIn. Okay, so I that's for another video. But I was on a call yesterday with a younger up and coming agency owner, and he wasn't getting any results, and we dug into who he was targeting, and the answer was because he was targeting a niche that is very tough to penetrate. Once you're in, you're in, but it's tough to penetrate. So my personal favorite niches are agencies, B2B agencies, regardless of whether it's an SMMA agency, SEO agency, ads agency, whether it's Google ads or Facebook ads, whatever it is, YouTube ads, a staffing agency. Agencies, they all tend to operate in the same way. They are all quite similar in their sales process. They're a middle entity for a client who needs more clients or whatever it is, or who needs some sort of result. They're easy to understand and they're easy to scale once you know how the pieces work together. Of course, if you're doing cold email, don't go after a cold email based agency. Don't do that. So the metrics are largely quantitative as well, which is what I like, meaning it's easy to measure, right? I will get you X amount of deliverables in Y time, or Z guarantee. Those offers, they're common because they still work, and those offers just tend to work. They will always work. So I always say don't try and reinvent the wheel on things, but I look at companies who have standard offers that just tend to print money, and I like agencies for that reason. Not to say that other niches aren't profitable. There's agencies that I just understand. I understand them. I also run one. So for more established agencies, what I also like is that they bill quite high. And again, if you work well with one type of agency, whether it's a lead generation, deal generation agency, whatever it is, or a PR agency or SMMA agency, chances are you can do well providing a service for other agencies. You just kind of understand the general scope of things. There's not this whole like bureaucracy system of a bunch of different levels of people. And what you will notice is that alongside Ventascale, my agency, any offers that I launch, like Spectre, cater to agencies, or they cater to businesses that I understand, which is most B2B, but like common things, not anything super obscure. And so this is the pocket that I naturally move around in best. But of course, it depends on who you are as a person and in your experience. So you might be more geared towards consulting companies who can also bill quite high, very high, or tech companies or SaaS companies where there's so much money floating around, like I said before, that it's almost unreal. Okay, so let's talk about red flags and companies to avoid. You want to avoid companies who have no website or LinkedIn presence. Why? Because they're very hard to get deals for and fulfill for if they don't exist online. So I've talked about this several times on this channel. I also have a live call that I posted with my client of them saying this themselves. But we were running a cold email campaign for them. And they were letting me know, this is on, the live call is on my channel. They let me know that our cold email campaigns had driven their website traffic up. I'm pretty sure they said 19%, or their LinkedIn traffic. So if they didn't have any sort of just a LinkedIn, like a company page or a website, not that they were doing anything fancy on there, but if they didn't have that, I mean, imagine how much business they'd be missing, right? And people get skeptical if they don't know who you are or what you do. So this is very important. This next one is a company that hasn't made any money yet or hasn't found product market fit yet, meaning what they have to be, if you're going to work with them, make sure that they're a company that is already making money and a company that knows who they want to go after. They know their ideal client profile. They need to have proven on their own that their ideal client actually wants what they're offering. Okay, so I've been in situations where companies have reached out to me, or I have reached out to a company with cold email. I'm pretty sure I've showed these, I have showed these email threads on my channel. And they were gearing up to launch a new offer. And while I consider myself pretty good at launching new offers with the copywriting and blah, 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 doesn't matter. Our job is not to start a new business. That's a critical mistake I made at the beginning. And especially when I was going after my free case studies, my free clients, because it's free work, a lot of people who aren't making money yet will gravitate towards that. You'll attract a lot of those people. And so they aren't making any money. So in that case, you're building their business while you're building yours. And it's a very, very difficult thing to do. Our job as marketers is not to build a business from scratch on someone else's behalf. It's to take what's already working and scale it. Take who they already want or deal with as clients and find more of them, for example. Another thing is another thing you want to avoid is industries with heavy compliance. So hospitals, medical, legal as well. I ran a few campaigns. I've showed them on here as well. I'm going after, actually, no, it wasn't law firms. It was legal tech. So it was tech companies that make software for law firms. So forgive me for that, but law firms, medical, anything medical, banks, right? So finance is fine, but like banks, unless you, again, really specialize in there, you have a pre-existing network. It's just not, I don't see it working. Companies that have just gotten acquired because decision-making is frozen. You'll find this a lot. And funny enough, it happens to do with companies who aren't doing that well, budget-wise or revenue-wise. But the companies who are prioritizing their brand, or they're doing some rebranding, or it's like, we are different companies, right? Like we're different. We're rebranding. Avoid like the plague, okay? Any company that says they're rebranding means there's nothing going on, and they're taking their sweet time to launch something. They're trying to get things perfect rather than just getting it done. And those are the people who don't make money. So companies that think that cold email won't work for them, I mean, it won't if you're still focused on being different instead of getting things done. But anyway, these are the companies that I avoid, okay? I went deep into my subconscious mind or my psyche and pulled out all the traumatic events for you. So if that's niche, let's talk about company size. So really, go after anything above 10 employees. My sweet spot is 10 to 50. Not that this is law. This isn't absolute. This isn't in the rule book, okay? This isn't in the rule book. And this has also expanded as I have developed a reputation and my brand is starting to grow and have more businesses reaching out to me through places like here. Now, funny enough, I never filter by revenue. The revenue filter in Apollo or LinkedIn or Crunchbase. Actually, LinkedIn I do, but I never filter by and large by revenue. Why? Because it's very difficult to measure accurately. That the people's company's a business's revenue is very difficult to actually accurately measure, unless they're just openly talking about it all the time, or unless the company is publicly traded. And even still, we have no real-time view of the revenue until the end of the quarter, or however often they publish the revenue figures. And we have no real-time view on the department budgets, because if it's a publicly traded company, you're likely not dealing with the entire company's revenue budget. You're dealing with what's allocated to the department, let's just say for partnerships or whatever it is. So therefore, another reason why we like to filter by company size is because it's generally a good indicator of where a company may be at revenue-wise. Of course, not 100% accurate. Never is. But if a business has 7 to 10 employees, they usually have something going on. And so here we are just looking to increase our general accuracy and just strike in the green zone, the money zone, good 80% of the time. There may very well be higher ticket clients with less than 10 employees who have a ton of money. So think a recently funded 5-person startup in Silicon Valley, right? That's a thing nowadays in 2025. I scaled a staffing firm that never had more than, not my clients, that never had more than 5 employees at a time. They had enough money to hire us. So I'm not saying never try. A lot of my breakthroughs came from going against the grain in things like targeting, AI workflows, just making it as short and efficient as possible. My copy, I've tried really long copy. I've tried really short one-liner copy. However, start with what works most often for you, or most often in general, and then break things. So why 10 plus employees specifically? Because they tend to have the actual budget for, allocated for marketing and sales. The pain is real, right? They're past the startup chaos, but growth may have stalled. I should say may have stalled. They have infrastructure to actually implement what you build, the support system, right? And then under 10 usually means the founder is wearing all the hats, and so it can be tough to get buy-in sometimes. Okay. Now, just a quick note. If you're serious about scaling an AI cold email agency, an AI marketing agency, and want the exact systems, scripts, and templates that I use to land 5K plus clients consistently, plus access to a private group of 6-figure plus earners and agency owners doing this in real time, check the link in the description. I'll personally coach you through the entire process, getting your first client, scaling up to 50K a month and beyond. So you're not guessing why your emails aren't working, what to do with targeting. You're not wasting money and wasting months on mistakes. Anyway, back to it. So job titles. I typically only deal with founder, CEO, president, owner, or HR. Director of the director of partnerships or the VP of partnerships is also a sleeper position as well. Why these? This is very simple. You want people who have final say. You want people who have final say. You don't want to be jumping on multiple calls, because then that means you have to convince everyone in the process. Don't make your job harder than it already is, okay? That's it. That's job titles. I don't spend a lot of time. There's nothing novel here. I don't spend a lot of time thinking about this. Now, where do you find these folks? A few different places that you might not think about. Of course, Apollo. Of course, LinkedIn. Of course, Crunchbase. However, there are also private lists of recently funded companies that you can get access to. I've given you links to this in the free course, the free 7.5-hour course. I also give these out routinely if you're on my newsletter. You have to pay for this stuff, but I give it to you on my newsletter for free. They will also come from free clients, right? Like high ticket clients will a lot of times come from people who are your free case studies, your free clients that transitioned into paid clients. So treat them well. Treat your free clients well. Get them some results. Doesn't have to be anything extravagant, but just it's a lot of it is just about the working relationship. Be pleasant to work with. Be diligent in how you report, how you communicate. Show up often. Really care about them and really care to see them getting results. And they'll understand that things take time. And then when they do get their results, of course, you can talk about graduating to a retainer or increasing your fee or whatever it is, because it will make more sense. So that's the natural graduation of how things go. So a lot of your best clients will come from, if you do this right at the beginning stage, your free clients can very well transition into paid clients. Now, you should treat them with that much respect. How about that? Local businesses often convert well. So if you can target people within your city, that would be great. That's a really, really great thing a great bonding point. Don't be afraid to do local scrapes. So if you're searching up, United States as your filter in Apollo or in LinkedIn, perhaps input your local city. Also, this is a bit left field, but there are many business owners on TikTok and on YouTube, even on Instagram. I don't push warm inbound as much as I do talk about cold outbound on this channel. But for full transparency as to where and how I get high ticket clients, I have had businesses doing over 20K a month, businesses doing over 100K a month, etc. reach out via places like TikTok. I know this because in my Typeform, which is closed right now on my website, I can see where people have found me from or where they were referred from. Instagram DMs, I've had people reach out to me. All right, so a bit of a pro tip, one of the more basic but really effective ways that I use AI is just use AI to use ChatGPT to generate an almost infinite list of these niches. Just copy paste this whole thing into ChatGPT and tell it to give you a list of B2B niches. You just copy this whole document. You use AI to generate an almost infinite list of these to make your life easier. Just ask it for a list of niches, sub niches that you can go after to provide whatever it is that you provide. Let's just assume it's cold email, deal gen services, and also let ChatGPT know that it must be, again, B2B businesses, specifically with a sizable total addressable market. Cool. Now, one thing I want to talk about in your efforts to get these high ticket clients, and you will, if you really want it bad enough, you will. That's usually the common denominator in most situations is people get things when they want it bad enough, when it's an emergency for them. When they start thinking about, how much work it is and blah, 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 it's, you know what I mean? You're not there yet. And that's okay. That's all right. But volume expectations. So expect, if you're doing everything right, I would say expect between 0.8% to 0.8% to 3% reply rates on cold email if done well. Again, lower reply rates are fine if the offer is common and used a lot. Saturated. It's saturated because it works. So keep doing it. Keep pushing it. Keep running it. The way you overcome saturated is volume. And with cold email, that's quite easy. Now, sending 100 cold emails a day is the equivalent of making 10 cold calls per day and wondering why you are not getting results. Okay? So I just want you to think about that before you get frustrated or in your frustrations. My game plan was very, very simple, and you'll find that business becomes easiest and the doors start to open up when you reduce things to their simplest ideas. My game plan for May, June, July, August, September was just send more emails. Send as many emails as send as many emails as possible. Just send as many emails as possible, period. Like, you can handle the scraping and the lead thing after. That's an afterthought. Just send as many emails as possible. So sending 100 emails a day is the equivalent of making 10 cold calls per day and wondering why you're not getting results. Also, with that, the single common denominator among those who make a significant amount of income is that they do a significant amount of volume. And we're talking orders of magnitude more than everybody else. The path to the amount of income you want is very simple. Do more. All right. So we've covered how to find high ticket clients with AI cold email. If you want me to work with you personally, and you want to work with me personally, and you want me to show you how to start and scale an AI marketing agency to 50K a month and beyond, you want me to personally mentor you, including all the step-by-step systems, scripts, templates here, I'll give you all my personal email scripts, templates, and follow-up sequences, copywritten by me, and they've been actually used by me, so I know that they work. Sales call scripts, onboarding scripts, pre-made Apollo searches that you just copy paste, so you know your targeting is on point. Clay workflows, already done for you. Copy paste scripts, to optimize your LinkedIn profile and website so you start attracting and converting these 3 to 5K clients. Step-by-step roadmaps to get your first case studies in 7 to 14 days. How to build a profitable brand on YouTube with proven titles. And also, again, access to a private group of 6+ figure agency owners, business owners, and earners, corporate earners doing this in real time. So you can move quickly and never have to guess why your emails aren't working and waste tens of thousands of dollars on mistakes and months. And direct access to me as well with multiple Q&As per week. Again, I'll give you the blueprint. I'll help you fulfill for your clients and coach you step by step through the entire process. This is Spectre. It's my private coaching program, the most bulletproof program on the market today, bar none, for anyone looking to become a multi-6-figure plus earner with AI and AI cold email. Again, if you're serious about making this income level a reality and leaving that job you're tired of or whatever it is, I'll personally help you get there, just like I've done for myself and my clients, okay? So if you're serious about it, hit the link in the description to watch the explainer video. Check out the testimonials on the 7+ figures in results I've generated in just the last few months. And then book a call with me to see if this is a good fit, all right? See you guys in the next video. I'm out. Peace.